Hello everyone. Continuation of the last video. Last video we discussed regarding molecular mass, atomic mass, and their determination, matter and its classification. And today we will go with the equivalent mass and their calculations. For that, some important terminologies are there. You must know. There are three important terminologies for that. The first comes it is valency. The second one is acidity. The third one basicity. Valency, acidity and basicity. Let us see these important terminologies and meaning of them and how to determine. Let us say first it is valency. So this valency tells about the combining capacity of a particular element. Combining capacity of an element. Okay, and also it tells about total number of electron lost and total number of electron gained by an element. Okay, so that is comes under category called as a valency. So you know, if we go with the calcium has an atom. After removal of two electron, calcium becomes calcium plus 2. Similarly, chlorine, after gain of one electron, chlorine becomes Cl minus 1. You should know, after loss of electron, a neutral species becomes cation, and after gain of electron, that neutral species becomes anion. Similarly, also calcium becomes calcium plus 2 because 2 electron loss. Chlorine becomes Cl minus chloride ion and it will gain 1 electron. So this plus indicate charge possessed by the element after loss or a gain of electron. And plus indicate charge, here also minus indicate charge, and here plus 2 together tells about oxidation state. You must know. So calcium it shows plus 2, nothing but plus 2 stand for oxidation state. Plus the 2 stand for oxidation state. Similarly, chloride ion, Cl minus 1. Totally minus 1 tells about the oxidation state. And in that oxidation state, our valency terms present. So, charge with the number tells about oxidation state, and just charge tells about whether it is loss or a gain of electron. Okay, but that number indicate here 1 and here is 2. That number indicate the valency. So, plus 2 is the oxidation state. Here also minus 1 is the oxidation state, but that 2 indicate the valency. That 2 indicate the valency. Here also 1 indicate the valency. That is that valency tells about total number of electron lost or gained by an atom or combining capacity of an element. So the combining capacity of our chlorine is only 1 because valency is 1 or that number is 1. Similarly for calcium it is 2. So valency of calcium is 2. So calcium valency is 2 and chlorine valency is 1. So in that oxidation state itself we find valency. Now let us see some of the important example and their valency. So hydrogen after loss of electron becomes H plus 1 or a plus 1 charge, and in that plus 1 charge 1 present. So that 1 indicate the valency. Similarly for halogen, symbol for halogen is X. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. All these shows gain of 1 electron shows minus 1 oxidation state. In that minus 1 oxidation state, 1 is the valency. So all halogen shows 1 valency. Combining capacity is 1. That is a stable valency. Similarly for sodium, it shows plus 1 oxidation state and 1 is the valency. Potassium plus 1 oxidation state, 1 is the valency. Similarly, nitrogen, after gain of totally 3 electron, it shows minus 3 oxidation state and 3 is the valency. While sodium potassium shows plus 1, whereas nitrogen shows minus 3. Here, after loss of 1 electron, it becomes stable noble gas configuration. But here, after gain of 3 electron, becomes a stable noble gas or a stable configuration, electronic configuration. So, plus indicate loss of electron, minus indicate gain of electron. Similarly, oxygen minus 2 is the oxidation state, there 2 is the valency. For sulfur minus 2 oxidation state, 2 is the valency. Calcium, its oxidation state is plus 2, 2 is the valency. Magnesium also plus 2 oxidation state, 2 is the valency. Aluminium shows plus 3 oxidation state, so that number 3 indicate the valency. So aluminium shows a valency 3. Similarly, silver, it is a plus 1 oxidation state, valency is going to be 1. So maximum valency normally we can find it is 8. Okay, but for almost all S block element and P block element, that it shows maximum it is plus 3. Okay, but in our periodic table, osmium is the one of the element present. Osmium, it shows a higher oxidation state, maximum it is plus 8. There we find 8 is the valency. But for all our calculation point of view or a competitive exam point of view, valency never crosses it is 3. So maximum it is going to be 3 for calculation purpose. So that is comes under category called as a valency. So combining capacity of element. Let us say second important term is present in order to explain the equivalent mass, acidity. As the name indicates, it is acidity. Remember, this is not applicable for acids. So this is applicable for base, or it is also called one more name, alkali. Alkali or a base. So acidity is the term applicable for base, or you can say alkali. What it says? Very simple it is. It tells about total number of OH group. OH group is called hydroxy group present in a base molecule. Present in a base molecule. That means in one base molecule, how many number of OH groups are present? Okay. Or simply we can say it total number of monobasic acid. Monobasic acid like HCl, HBr, that is going to react with one molecule of a base. So in one molecule of base, how much amount of monobasic acid reacted? You know, acid and bases are going to react, produces neutral species. So for one molecule of base, how many monobasic acids like HCl reacted? So total number of HCl react with one base molecule. That tells about the acidity. So we can use the first term, or I can say first definition, or a first way of identification for the acidity rather than the second, because first one, by looking at the structure we can find the acidity of a molecule. If one OH group is there, acidity 1. If two OH group is there, acidity 2. 3 OH group is there, acidity 3. But second one, it is applicable purely for experiment. So by counting number of monobasic acid reacted, we can identify. So better we go with the first way for identification. We have some example. Let us find out the acidity of this molecule. Sodium hydroxide, NaOH. Remember, this is applicable only for base, not for acid, not for a salt, not for any other species. Sodium hydroxide is a base, and in this case, if you split into parts, sodium gives sodium ion O, and OH gives hydroxide ion. So number of OH groups present is only 1. As a result, sodium hydroxide, their acidity found to be 1. Similarly, potassium hydroxide, number of OH group present is only 1. So it is shows only 1 acidity. Similarly, rubidium hydroxide, number of OH group present is only 1. As a result, it shows acidity 1. Cesium hydroxide also has only 1 OH group. Its acidity exactly equal to 1. So in all the cases, only 1 OH group is present, and their acidity found to be 1. As a result, since their acidity 1, as a result they are called monoacidic bases. So all these comes under category called monoacidic base. Monoacidic base. All these react with only one molecule of hydrochloric acid or a monobasic acid. So if acidity 1, they are called monoacidic base. Now coming to calcium hydroxide, number of OH groups present are 2. As a result, acidity found to be 2. Similarly, barium hydroxide, number of OH groups present are, twice indicate it is 2. 2 OH groups are present. So acidity found to be 2. And these two cases where 2 acidity present, as a result, these two bases comes under category diacidic base. Diacidic base. This comes under category called diacidic base. That means one molecule of these react with 2 molecule of monobasic acid like HCl. But in aluminium hydroxide, AlOH thrice, and lutetium hydroxide, LuOH thrice, in both cases, number of OH groups present are 3. As a result, their acidity found to be 3. Their acidity found to be 3. And if acidity 3, then such molecules are called triacidic bases. They are called triacidic bases. So, based on acidity, number of acidities or number of OH group is present, 3 types one can find: monoacidic, diacidic, triacidic, and maximum acidity found to be it is 3, not more than that. So 4 acidic, 5 acidic are not observed. Let us see the third important terms you should know, that is basicity. Remember, this basicity applicable for acid. It is applicable for acid molecules. What is this? This tells about total number of replaceable hydrogen. Remember, replaceable hydrogen, removable hydrogen atoms present in a acid molecule. That means in an acid molecule, total number of replaceable hydrogen atom present. That tells about the acidity. What is the condition for acidity? How to find out? It is very simple. There must be presence of hydrogen. Hydrogen atom must be there for the acidity, and that should be directly bonded, linked with electronegative element. So this is the condition. If such groups are present, then easily one can find the acid basicity of that particular acid molecule. So hydrogen atom should be bonded directly to the electronegative element. What is this electronegative element? So according to periodic table or a periodicity property, you find electronegativity means this is the tendency of bonded atom to attract the bonded electron towards itself. So tendency of atom to attract their bond pair electron towards that self, towards their own side, is nothing but electronegativity. So we go with some important electronegative element. So here all atoms are not involved here. So those electronegative element, one side hydrogen atom must be there, another one electronegative element. What are those electronegative elements? So only few of them are there in order to find basicity. One is oxygen. Oxygen atom is the most important. Other than oxygen, halogen may be present. Remember, electronegative element, in order to find out the basicity, are one oxygen, another one is the halogen. X stands for halogen. Sodium is not possible, neon is not possible, any other element or any other metal not possible. Only two possibility. Electronegative element present must be either oxygen or halogen. In halogen, totally four are there. One is fluorine, other one is chlorine, other one is bromine, other one is iodine. So I said that only these five elements are eligible. If those five elements, to that if hydrogen is bonded, then that hydrogen atom is the replaceable hydrogen. So that bond breaks easily, that is that hydrogen is available, and that is a replaceable hydrogen. So again, condition is there must be electronegative element directly bonded with hydrogen atom, and those electronegative elements here selected are only oxygen and remaining four halogen. So totally five elements are possibility are there in order to find out the basicity, and that is in linked with the hydrogen atom. Let us see some example. So if HCl is the one of the example, HCl called hydrochloric acid. It is one acid. And in this case, if you write the structure between hydrogen and chlorine, only one covalent bond, only one bond is present. And this chlorine comes under our condition, it's a halogen, chlorine is our halogen, and that is more electronegative element. To that, hydrogen is bonded, as that this bond breaks, that will give hydrogen. So there is only one HCl bond is present, H electronegative bond is present, as that basicity of this HCl molecule is 1. Replaceable hydrogen present is only 1. So acidity of hydrochloric acid, basicity of hydrochloric acid is 1. Similarly, HBr, if right structure, H bonded to bromine, and bromine is also more electronegative element. So there is a one hydrogen bonded to more electronegative element, as the number of replaceable hydrogen atom present are only 1. So the basicity of HBr molecule is again 1. So HCl, HBr, basicity 1, 1. Next, coming to HF, there also H and F, between them there is a bond, and number of replaceable hydrogen here also present found to be 1. So it is having 1 basicity. Then HI also same situation, H bonded to iodine, there also only 1 replaceable hydrogen present, and then acidity for basicity found to be again 1. And in HNO3 is called nitric acid. And in this case, number of hydrogen atom is 1, but don't look about the number of hydrogen present. You should go with the structure only. If number of hydrogen, if it is present more than 1, then also acidity value will decrease. That means if 2 hydrogen is there, then basicity may be 2 or may not be 2. That decided by structure only. So the structure of HNO3 says nitrogen atom is the central atom, main atom, and that is held by oxygen atom. Totally 3 oxygen atoms are there. In that, one oxygen there is a OH group is bonded, and the remaining one there is a double bond, and there is a one single bond. So this is the actual structure one can find. So this is the actual structure of nitric acid molecule. Their number of OH group present is only one. A number of replaceable hydrogen present is only one. That hydrogen is bonded to electronegative element. So replaceable hydrogen is one, as well as a result basicity of our nitric acid is one. Next, coming to sulfuric acid. There also, if you write the structure, sulfur atom is the central atom, and there are totally 4 oxygen atoms are there. And with the 2 oxygen double bond, here there is a one OH, here also one OH group is there. So this says that there is a presence of a OH, that means hydrogen and oxygen. Here hydrogen and oxygen. So oxygen is the more electronegative element. So here one replaceable hydrogen present, here one replaceable hydrogen present. That means here one, but in those are present in the same molecule. As the total number of replaceable hydrogen are 1 plus 1, it is 2. So sulfuric acid shows basicity, it is 2. Nitric acid 1, and all other these hydrogen halides are 1, but sulfuric acid, their basicity found to be 2. Similarly, if you go for H3PO4, H3PO4 is called phosphoric acid, and there also if you write the structure, phosphorus is the central atom, and totally 4 oxygen is present, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 oxygen, and out of these 4 oxygen, 3 oxygen that will carry OH groups, but 1 oxygen shows double bond with the phosphorus. So this is the structure of H3PO4. And can you find out the number of replaceable hydrogen present? Exactly correct. Here it is 1 OH, 1 replaceable hydrogen, second replaceable hydrogen, third replaceable hydrogen. As a result, in phosphoric acid, number of replaceable hydrogen are 3. So basicity found to be it is 3. And then in HOCl, called oxoacids of chlorine, hypochlorous acid, similarly hypobromous acid, hypofluorous acid, HFO. If you go with these, in all the cases, if you write the structure, chlorine central atom, and here there is a OH group is bonded. So in all the cases, OH bonded to the halogen atom. So OH, H, O, and then Br. Now carefully observe whether here bromine and oxygen both are found to be electronegative element, but our hydrogen is bonded to oxygen rather than the bromine, or we can say fluorine, or we can say chlorine. So as a result, number of replaceable hydrogen clearly from the structure observe that 1, 1, 1. So the basicity here it is 1, here also it is 1, and here it is also 1. For HOCl, HOBr, HOF, basicity found to be 1. Now coming to HClO2. So in this case, HClO2, chlorine central atom, and 2 oxygen atoms are there. In that, one OH group, another one with double bond O present. And here also, number of replaceable hydrogen atom is 1. So basicity found to be 1. And in HClO3, there also chlorine central atom. 3 oxygen atoms are there, 1, 2, and then 3. But out of 3, 1 oxygen carry hydrogen, remaining chlorine and oxygen double bond is present. Here also basicity found to be it is 1. And in HClO4, perchloric acid, there also chlorine with 4 oxygen atoms are there. In that, 1 oxygen carries hydrogen, remaining all oxygen with the chlorine double bond also. Here also, number of replaceable hydrogen atoms present are only 1. And that means in HClO or HOCl, HClO2, HClO3, HClO4, even the number of oxygen changes, but number of hydrogen bonded oxygen is only 1. So all those comes under 1 acid basicity or basicity 1. And now coming to the most important example, CH3COH called acetic acid. Here number of hydrogen atom are 4, but basicity not 4. Why? Because if you write the structure of that acetic acid, carbon atom here, and to that in the CH3 carbon, 3 hydrogen atoms are bonded. Okay. Then here that carbon bonded to here carbon with COOH, nothing but C double bond O, and then H. Now tell me, basicity. Apply the condition. What condition says? Hydrogen should be bonded to more electronegative element. In that either halogen or oxygen, but carbon, fluorine, carbon or any other elements are not considered. Here hydrogen is there, but it is bonded to carbon. Carbon is not considered category for electronegative. As that these three hydrogen atoms are not replaceable hydrogen, because that is not bonded to our condition more electronegative element. But in this case, hydrogen bonded oxygen is a more electronegative element. So there is a replaceable hydrogen. This is a replaceable hydrogen. So the acidic acid molecule, even the number of hydrogen atoms are 4, but replaceable hydrogen is only 1. As a result, basicity of this molecule is 1. So acidic acid molecule, their basicity found to be 1. So like that, it is possible to find out the basicity. And always remember, wherever the basicity 1 observed, look at that HCl, HBr, as well as HF, HI, HNO3, and then HOCl, and then oxo acids of all halogen, chlorine or a fluorine, in all, and also acidic acid. In all the cases, wherever basicity 1 present, then such acids are called monobasic acids. If basicity 1, monobasic acid. So here HCl is monobasic acid, and in few minutes back we used the term monobasic acid reacted in case of acidity. So that monobasic acid means their basicity 1. Okay, so if one basicity present, then monobasic acid, and in case of sulfuric acid, basicity found to be 2, and such acids are called dibasic acid. Sulfuric acid is an example for dibasic acid. Similarly, H3PO4, phosphoric acid, basicity found to be 3, then such molecules are called tribasic acid. Like that, monobasic, dibasic, tribasic acids are classified. Let us see the third comparative mass. Last video we discussed regarding atomic mass, molecular mass. Next comes it is equivalent mass. So in few cases while solving problem, this term is most used, but atomic mass, molecular mass frequently one can find in almost all calculations. What is this equivalent mass? Equivalent mass abbreviated as E, or simply you can say EQ mass. So this tells about the mass of a molecule, either atomic mass or a molecular mass, with respect to their combined capacity or a valency. So this is observed during a chemical reactions. Okay, so mass with respect to valency, or atomic mass or a molecular mass with respect to valency or combining capacity is nothing but equivalent mass. As the name indicated, mass with respect to the valency. So there are different formulas or relations one can find to find out the equivalent mass. So we have totally 4 species. One element, that means good for metal, another one for acid, next one for base, another one for the salt. So element or atoms, or you can say it is metal, then acids, the base, as well as it is a salt. Now let us find out the equivalent mass for these 4 different category of substances. So to find out for the element, or you can say metal, we go with this formula, that is equivalent mass equal to atomic mass by valency. For metal or element, atomic mass is considered. So atomic mass of that element divided by valency of that element. So this is the simple formula. Equivalent mass for element equal to atomic mass divided by valency. Let us go with a few examples. So for calcium, you already know atomic mass of calcium 40 divided by equivalent mass of valence of calcium. Calcium loses to electron, become calcium plus 2. So as a result it is 2. So 40 divided by 2 nothing but it is 20. So equivalent mass of calcium is 20. Similarly for aluminium, so atomic mass of aluminium it is 27, and then valence is 3. 27 divided by 3 nothing but it is 9. Similarly for sodium, atomic mass of sodium 23, but valency of sodium is 1 plus 1 oxide state 1 valency. In that case, equivalent mass equal to 23, that is equal to atomic mass. Okay. And then for lithium, 7 divided by 1, that is exactly equal to 7. Here point to be remember, when equivalent mass equal to atomic mass, if the valency is 1. If valency 1, equivalent mass and atomic mass are same. If valency is more than 1, then equivalent mass will be less than the atomic mass. Okay, this is the first one for element or a metal. Next comes for acids. So then we have to move with formula. Equivalent mass of acid equal to molecular mass of the acid divided by basicity. Molecular mass of acid divided by basicity. Let us go with a few examples. We have HCl. So molecular mass of HCl is hydrogen 1 and then chlorine 35.5. We get 36.5 divided by 1 exactly equal to 36.5. So 1 is the basicity for HCl is 1 and molecular mass of HCl is 36.5. Next HI, hydrogen iodide. So So molecular mass of hydrogen iodide is 1 plus 127, that is 128, and basicity found to be 1. So 128 divided by 1, nothing but it is 128. And then coming to sulfuric acid. So molecular mass divided by basicity. So molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98, and then basicity of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is a best example for dibasic acid. It is 2. So 98 divided by 2, nothing but it is 49. Next, phosphoric acid. Molecular mass of phosphoric acid 98, as well as its basicity found to be it is 3. So 3 replaceable hydrogen present 3. So it is 32.6. Next comes acetic acid. Molecular mass is 60, but acetic acid is a monobasic acid. Basicity 1 is found to be 6. So here also, if basicity 1 also, then equivalent mass equal to molecular mass. So if basicity 1, equivalent mass equal to molecular mass. But if basicity more than 1 or other value also, then equivalent mass and molecular mass not equal. Similarly, for bases, we go with this formula. What is that? Equivalent mass of base equal to molecular mass of the base divided by acidity. Okay, divided by acidity. So here we go with some example. For sodium hydroxide, molecular mass of sodium hydroxide is 40, and basicity for acidity found to be 1. So 40 by 1 nothing but it is a 40. Similarly, for calcium hydroxide, molecular mass of calcium hydroxide, atomic mass of calcium plus twice of mass of O and H, 16 plus 1. So we get it is 74. 74 divided by basicity of calcium hydroxide is acidity of calcium hydroxide is 2, diacidic base. So 74 divided by 2 nothing but it is 36. Then magnesium hydroxide also. Molecular mass of magnesium hydroxide 58. Basicity is 2, since 2 replaceable hydrogen present, it is 29. Then aluminum hydroxide is 78. 3 OH groups present and then 1 aluminum ion present. 78 divided by number of OH groups 3, basic acidity 3. So 78 divided by 3 nothing but it is 26. Here also equivalent mass and the molecular masses are same only when acidity found to be 1. If acidity 1, then equivalent mass and molecular mass is same. Next comes salt. And for salt, a number of replaceable hydrogen acidity base is not considered. There we have to look about total positive charge or negative charge present in that species. Total positive charge and negative charge present. So for salt, equivalent mass salt equal to molecular mass of that particular salt divided by total positive charge or negative charge present. Now let us go with an example. I have sodium chloride. I want to find out the equivalent mass of sodium chloride. What to do? Sodium chloride, if you break it, it produces 1 sodium ion and 1 chloride ion. And total positive charge is plus 1, means 1. Total negative charge is minus 1, that is 1. As a result, either positive charge or negative charge, any one it can go, either positive or negative. That is here this one. So 58 is the molecular mass of sodium chloride. 23 plus 35.5 is 58.5, exactly equal to 58.5. But in case of calcium chloride, if you divide, we get calcium present is in plus 2 state, chloride ion to Cl minus 1. Total number of chloride ions are 2. Total positive charge is only 1 but plus 2. So total positive charge, how much? Plus 2. 2 is the positive charge. And total negative charge, 2 into minus 1. That means minus 2. That means totally 2 negative charges are there. So positive charges are 2. So at molecular mass of calcium chloride 111 divided by 2 nothing but 55.5. But in aluminum sulfate, we find equivalent mass. So here total positive charge going to be 6. Why? Because if you spread there 2 aluminum present in the plus 3 state and 3 sulfate ion is present in the minus 2 state. Now count it. 2 into plus 3 nothing but total plus 6 positive charge. 3 into minus 2 nothing but totally minus 6 the negative charges are there. So total negative charge or positive charge present are 6. As a result, 342 is the molecular mass of aluminum sulfate divided by 6 equal to 57. So here also equivalent mass equal to molecular mass of the salt observed only if charge or positive charge or a negative charge present if it is 1. So like that it is possible to find equivalent mass for different species. Let us say equivalent mass calculation for radical, or you can say it is ion or a radical. And for equivalent mass for radical or ion, we go with this formula. Equivalent mass of ion or radical equal to formula mass of that radical divided by valency of ion or a radical. Formula mass. Whatever the formula given for that particular ion, we have to find out the mass using atomic mass value. and that is substituted divided by valency. You know already how to find out the valency. Auxiliary state, the number present in that auxiliary state tells about the valency. Let us go into some example. Carbonate ion is there in our set, CO3 minus 2. So equivalent mass of carbonate ion equal to, here we have to find the mass for the CO3 minus 2, that's all. And this is not a molecule. Since it is a charged species, unstable, as a result we have to find out the mass for that charged species. And here I have to calculate it. Very simple. Apply atomic mass value. Atomic mass of carbon plus 3 into atomic mass of oxygen. That tells about the formula mass. And for CO3 minus 2, it is going to be 60 divided by valency here already there. It is going to be 2. So 60 divided by 2 equal to 30 is the equivalent mass for carbonate radical. Similarly, sulfate radical. Equivalent mass of sulfate radical equal to atomic mass of sulfur plus 4 into atomic mass of oxygen. Sulfur is 32, oxygen 16 into probably 4, we get 96 divided by charge present is valency present is 2. So 96 divided by 2, nothing but it is 48. That is the equivalent mass. Similarly, for phosphate ion, equivalent mass of phosphate ion equal to phosphorus 31 plus 4 into 60. That gives the formula mass of phosphate ion. So 95 divided by valency is going to be 3. 95 divided by 3, nothing but it is 31.6. Like that, it is possible to find out equivalent mass for even ions also. And these are some of the few examples. Try to find out the equivalent mass for this example. Calcium, barium chloride, and then propanoic acid, then H3PO2, phosphoric acid, nitric acid, and borate ion. BO3, 3 minus, borate ion.